what a day in the life of Bianca Censori looks like. And let's start just by making a bit of a comparison. During Kim Kardashian's marriage to Kanye West, everything seemed to look like a dream. Of course, people today are questioning Bianca Censori's relationship to West and referring it more as a nightmare. Okay, the situation seems to be vastly different between these two ladies. Now let's break it down to when they first met. He hired Censori as an interior designer for his Yeezy company in 2020. And according to page 6, they got married sometime in 2022. Now, based on reliable information from page 6, they also reported that Kim Kardashian was not a fan of Bianca when they first met. In fact, she had some suspicion that there was an ulterior motive as to why Bianca was hired and working at the company. Now, she hasn't discussed any of West's, marriage in any detail. In fact, we all know that Kim wants and prefers to be private about her love life, her affairs, and their relationship and kids. But sources say that she's really not happy with this pairing. Now, I know if I was Kanye's ex-wife and looking at his posts lately, I don't know, I would raise an eyebrow, particularly with the fashion choices, okay? Although Kim and Kanye used to attend high fashion events together, Censori's dropped a lot of jaws with her clothing, or let's just say lack of clothing. There's a lot of rumor and distaste for the clothing or lack of clothing that Censori is wearing, okay? Now, according to The Mirror, certain ensembles such as the transparent catsuit, a skimpy patent black bodysuit, and a string-like outfit while she's cooking, these have caused some major concern, and on their posts, people are saying, cover her up. What's going on? We've seen too much. So the fans are really not liking Bianca and Ye's fashion choices, okay? Censori's close friends and family are actually worried that Kanye may not be the right match for her. Now, actually, according to a source from US Weekly, Censori's circle believe her marriage has actually caused her to be more reserved and submissive. I don't know about reserved based on fashion choices. Submissive is what it appears like. However, Censori claims that she co-creates the fashion with Kanye. And frankly, she's got a great body. So as much as the world is speculating that she's under Kanye's spell and she doesn't make up her own mind, she actually is quite involved in the fashion choices, okay? Now, West actively participates in all aspects of Censori's daily clothes, from generating ideas for body tape themed fashion shoots, deconstructed hosiery looks, and she actually dedicates a lot of time showcasing them, okay? Whether it's in front of the camera or strolling her fashions on the street, causing everybody to do a double take. Now, it's believed by certain accounts that Censori is also very intimately involved in designing her own attire. I will quote, Bianca has a great sense of style and knows exactly what she wants to wear. This is according to designer Ogunlesi Mowalola. All of Bianca's clothing is a product of her and Ye's creativity, and this is quoted by New York's page 6. Quote, they're eager to demonstrate that you have the ability to accomplish this on your own. It's something that you can easily achieve. I would think so. I mean, there's not much going on in terms of material for the clothing that she's wearing. In fact, just the other day, Kanye posted 3 times the same video of his wife in the same outfit, which everyone is referring to as a potato chip, a taco chip. Essentially, it's a piece of cloth that barely covers her, and you can see side and everything. People are not liking this look at all. By the way, West shared some more daring photos of his partner back on Instagram. That's all we've really been seeing. We've been seeing a lot of Bianca's body, her butt, her basically, there's no room left for the imagination at all. We get it, Yee. We know that you love your wife. And in fact, the other day, he was at the airport. Everyone's wondering, why is he at a commercial airport? Basically telling people, if you don't like his page, y'all can F off, because he loves his wife and he's going to post her 3 times if he wants to. He did it on purpose. So this is, I guess, part of Bianca's daily chores, is being his fashion muse, being somebody that is admired and appreciated by his wife. Now, we know that Bianca's not wearing pants this year because earlier he did showcase on one of his posts and captured no pants this year. Well, true to that statement, I don't think she's worn any pants or barely any clothing. So the Mirror reports that Kardashian has modeled, however, a similar thong when she was with Kanye. So, there's some things that are similar. Now, in 2023, according to a source from the U.S. Sun, it was reported that Bianca is actually in charge. Now, they enthusiastically mentioned Bianca efficiently manages Yeezy's day-to-day operations. She oversees everything from the Yeezy clothing management to the deconstruction of the new Yeezy headquarters, including all travel arrangements, plans, phone calls. So she is a big part of managing Yeezy's travel and day-to-day business affairs. She's not just in the picture to wear clothing and to display herself for the world to see. Handling the call, she's responsible for managing all business matters. So as to everybody's, surprise, she's not just his, trophy wife. She actually plays an incredible role and a major role in managing Yeezy's business. In September 2023, the pair concluded their unfortunate Italy trip. According to the Daily Mail Australia, the Venetian company refused to rent them a boat because of the fact that they displayed provocative behavior. And in fact, it seems that Kanye really gets a thrill out of shocking people through his clothing and their, intimacy together and very, very public PDA. People believe that Kim Kardashian is getting more and more jealous of Bianca Censori, who we see all the time parading around with Ye. Reports say that Kim is really, primarily concerned that North has created a close bond with Bianca.
I'm not chasing anything, chasing fame, chasing money, chasing a relationship.
As a mom, being introduced to a new stepmom, it's you still are not sure about those kinds of relationships. When she sees photos of North and Bianca holding hands at Ye's birthday party, supposedly she was really upset about that, right? And I don't think that they've had a chance to actually talk to one another, because when Ye hired her in the first place, she had her doubts in the beginning. She's really not happy about that relationship to begin with. And with all the tabloids and people comparing her to her, that's gotta be difficult, okay? Because Kim is her only mom. But as a mom, when you're being introduced to your ex-husband's partner and you don't have a say in, how much time they spend together, it's got to be challenging, okay? So North actually supposedly really likes Bianca. We see them holding hands. I've seen a picture of her, taking her out to places, and that really triggers Kim's insecurities. At least this is what sources are saying. One source also said Kim thinks Bianca is getting a little too close to her daughter. Now, is that really fair? How close is too close? They should have a good relationship, right? But the other situation is that it seems like from the tabloids that Bianca's really being controlled by Ye, and that gets under Kim's skin as well. The relationship between Kim and Bianca has been a recurring issue. It's not like they were friends, they hardly went out, and then it's overnight, Ye gets married to this new woman.
I'll do anything to get that person back.
She didn't like Bianca to begin with because there was a lot of comparison. When Ye was out with Bianca, he might as well have been out with Kim. I've never seen in the very beginning like a carbon copy of the same woman. That's a bit creepy. You can tell that Ye has a type. Now, Kim has opened up about the challenge of co-parenting with her ex-husband. I mean, just the other day, he was talking about them, demanding that Kim take them out of their private school and named the school that they go to. Like, that's just adding fuel to the fire. It's already difficult to co-parent with someone like Ye, and then you add Bianca Censori to it that looks like her carbon copy, and whether it's jealousy, discomfort, it is not an easy situation. So Kim also opened up about her worries when it comes to her future relationships in season 3 of The Kardashians. She said, I go back and forth in my feelings sometimes, like who's ever gonna wanna date me? I have 4 kids, I'm in my 40s, oh my God, who's gonna wanna deal with this drums? But my person would be like, it's gonna be hard, but we're together. I mean, since that time, she has been in a couple of relationships, and supposedly she is dating somebody now. So I don't think it's hard for Kim to find men attracted to her. But yes, the drama, the recent Kanye situation, her already being out there in the media, that will take a special kind of individual. Now, to see Bianca and Ye together, on top of the antics and what's going on, and really to see all of Bianca, right? Like, this woman hardly wears clothes. In one post, Kanye said, "No pants ever," or something like that. And supposedly she's wearing the same song that Kim had once posted in. So that's kind of like insult to injury, right?
Oh, damn. So when you marry, you can't even have friends.
I know. I did not think that we would see Bianca and Kim in the same space at the same time. Here's a question. Why was he attracted to? First of all, Kim Kardashian and Bianca Censori have two very different birthdays, right? Kim Kardashian's birthday is October 21st, 1980. Bianca Censori's birthday is January 5th, 1995. What's he like in his love life?
Well, first, the thing you have to understand about Kanye, that birthday, they eat with their eyes. So beautiful women he's a victim to beauty. And Donald Trump's the same. So Donald Trump, I think, is June 14th. Kanye's June 8th. They're close within the 6 days. But these are people who love beautiful women. I know we all like beautiful women, but they're actually a prisoner to beauty. And Kanye, when he makes music and when he looks at fashion, he doesn't look at it like he likes beautiful things. He has to have beautiful things. So he exhibits his fashion because it's something that's within him. And when he's dating women, he's only attracted to the most beautiful, because in his mind, beauty is very finite. It's either beautiful or it isn't. And it's very clear. So with her, Bianca, I think, again, I don't know her personally, but I know that birthday well, January 5th. And these are people who are very resilient, very resourceful, very serious and professional, organized, studious, caring. They like to take care of people. She's also didactic too. So she's a teacher. Kanye is didactic. So they see each other in each other. She's very armored and guarded. She's very careful. She doesn't trust people either. And she's also someone who's very theatrical and theoretical. Like, everything for her is a production, and she's very serious. So so her and Kanye are actually a really good match, because they're very similar. They're very kind of guarded. They're very theoretical. So they're always thinking in terms of what could be and a vision of things, they're very grand, but they keep their circle really tight. They don't trust people. So they see each other and they really understand each other.
Yeah, because, the news will tell you she's being manipulated. She doesn't have her own mind. Poor girl. She's lost control. She's under his guise. Like, I doubt that very much. Is there any truth to that based on her birthday?
So she has one of the smartest birthdays in the year. Jeff Bezos' birthday is only a few days later. Jared Kushner's birthday. Andy Jassy, the CEO of Amazon. Like, the people with this birthday are very smart people. They're born that January 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Like, these are very, very smart people. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's very calculated. She keeps everything close to the vest. So if anyone's being manipulated, it's Kanye, because Kanye is what he is. He's a teacher and he's a communicator, but he's an open book. She's the one who's playing three-dimensional chess, and she's the one moving the chess pieces, but pretending like she's not, because she's always been a fighter. She's always been, and I don't know her personally, but she's resourceful. So she's going to find a way to get what she wants, but to make him believe that he's in charge. But deep down, she's pushing all the buttons. She's in charge.
Very interesting. I like that. And so by contrast, did Kim and Kanye have a chance? Were they a match not made in heaven? Her birthday is October 21st, 1980.
So Kim is a little bit different, because Kim's birthday is, how do I say this? Kim and Kanye, again, Kim's attractive. She's very good looking. People on her birthday are beautiful. I know some women on her birthday who are the most beautiful people I personally know, and men on her birthday are attractive as well. So that birthday is it's a very attractive, sexualized birthday. Okay, very, very, very sensuous, very charismatic, and I'm not, what's that?
Are those people born shapeshifters? People that may not understand that, but there are very many erotic blueprints. So would she be one?
Yeah, yeah, because she's sensual, she's overly sensual. She's a histrionic personality disorder, right? So for her showing off her body is normal for her. For her the sex tape was an ends to a means. It was a means to an end. It's like she's very tough business person. But she's also inspirational, as we know Kim. She's also verbal. So Kanye is a good communicator. She's verbal. So they're similar as well, but they have more of the toxic type relationship, but they're actually more aligned than Bianca, because Bianca and Kanye are similar, but they're not as aligned because it's more of a transaction. Kim and Kanye are actually really aligned and a good fit. But as you know, oil and water is a good fit, but it's not a good fit, right? And that's how the nature of these relationships work, right? A couple other things is Kim's addictive. So she's addicted to maybe not drugs, alcohol, but it's drama, it's sex, it's the up and down. She's also very argumentative. So her and Kanye would fight like crazy. And on one hand, her brain says no, but then her soul says this feels good. So when they're so Kim, ironically, on reality TV, it's a perfect fit for her because she's someone that arguing and fighting and drama and sensationalism matches who she is. And one of her traits is morally weak, her negative traits. So when it comes to morals, she'll trade them in for dollars, as we've seen before.
Isn't that interesting? Because she went down the legal path to try to help people on death row get off of death row who were unjustly convicted, right? So although she may be morally unjust in terms of that birthday. Again, if you're watching, this is data that Neil has compiled and compressed of thousands of birthday assessments. These are common traits. Now, that being said, there's things that they're just instinctive, right, Neil? Like, why do I do this? Well, you can't help yourself. In one way, you say, like, that's just your birthday. How much of knowing your traits can you help to control the behavior attached to your birthday? Is it possible?
People are complicated, and we're two sides to the same coin. So she may be morally weak in her decision making, but she's also tough and action oriented. So when she's fighting for people who have been on death row or who've been improperly convicted, she's fighting for them. So she displays morality there. But then in her personal life, maybe she's marrying someone because it makes business sense. Maybe she released a tape with Ray J, but then lied about it because it's her moral values, because she values the dollar, right? So people aren't white or black or brown or tall or short. They're nuanced. They're complicated, right? So when you look at somebody, it's not that they're one or the other. There's nuance to it. There's detail. But when you understand who they are, you now can chart their behavior, their patterns, and you can see it, right? And that's all. I use the personality assessments as giving me insight into things I wouldn't know about Kim. And now that I see it, I say, okay, this makes sense. So that when I meet someone with her birthday, I already know some of the nuances that are hardwired in their personality. And I'm just ready to take a look for it before I see it in that person.
I love that. And so if you were advising Kanye, if you had been Kanye's advisor while he was in the marriage with Kim, could you have helped that relationship? And that's question number one. Number two, how would you advise Kanye today with knowing his personality? So let's deal with number one.
Well, that's fascinating, right? And this goes into a bigger.
Let's Reader's Digest for it. Let's try to Cole's notes. Let's try to Cole's notes that. I know there's so much to this, right?
Well, okay. So I think we look at relationships as happy or unhappy, successful or unsuccessful, married or divorced. We don't look at the nuance about sometimes two people who are meant together, just because they're fighting, they actually enjoy fighting. And then they like the drama. So they may complain to their girlfriends, hey, we're fighting, he's this, he's that, my husband's this, my wife is this. But secretly, it actually fulfills them on a chemical level, because human beings, we're just chemistry, right? And the idea that when people have this connection, there's your brain, which says, he's right for me, he's wrong for me. And all our girlfriends or boyfriends say, hey, stay away from that person. But our soul and our genitals say, that's the person for me. So Kanye, it looks at Kim and it's perfectly matched. They both are communicative and they're fighters, so that's a good match. They're both overly sexual, that's a good match. They're driven, they want to make money, that's a good match.
Yet the marriage failed.
What's that?
Yet she called for the divorce and he fought hard to keep it. So we don't know everything behind the scenes. At the end of the day, they're divorced now.
No, but you got to remember though, divorce is a government. Marriage is a government produced construct. Divorce and marriage is based on the church. Maybe animals aren't supposed to be married. You don't see dogs and cats and lions and tigers. They don't get married. They get together for a while, then they go their own way. So the universe put Kanye and Kim together for a while, and it worked for a while, and then it didn't. But who says it has to be forever, right? The idea of happily ever after is church, is the government. So people aren't meant to necessarily be happily ever after. Some birthdays are. Some are meant to be now, in the present, make good music, make money, have kids, move on. But society says, well, that's a failure, they got divorced. Well, no, my mentor told me, don't be sad that it ended, be happy that it happened. So they had a good run, and now they've moved on, and they'll get into further toxic relationships, which will fuel them, and then they'll move on, and that's just the pattern.
Yeah. Well, I really love the take that all of these people are thinking, poor Bianca, when you're like, this woman's smart. And by the way, Kim likely noticed that dynamic from the beginning because she was not happy when she was in the position she was. She was head of marketing for one of his brands, and she didn't like that. And so to your point, if there were, and again, this is a celebrity gossip channel, if there was some calculation or her injection of herself and being put in Kanye's path, and now the manipulation could be on the female side, that's super interesting. Super interesting.
One of Kim's traits, October 21st, is very jealous. So it's jealous, it's claiming, it's emotional, it's passionate, it's argumentative, and then insert Bianca, who's calculating, resourceful, theoretical, and Kim is like, Kim smelled it a mile away, right? So you have this dynamic of Bianca, who's playing three-dimensional chess, and Kim saying, wait a second here. This doesn't feel right to me. So that's where that conflict kind of lies.
Here's a question. Could these women be besties, or would they be arch nemesis all the time? Could they be in the same circle as friends?
In a video shared on social media, Bianca and Kim can be seen standing side by side, marking their first public appearance together.
Friends are friends and frenemies, and what are friends? I mean, look, it's pretty nuanced, right? Do I think that they could have a business relationship? 100%, because Kim's morally weak and Bianca's resourceful. So Bianca's going to get what Bianca wants, and Kim can use Bianca for what Kim needs.
I am competitive. I'm like, who doesn't like to win? Would I be lying and saying I'd love to be a loser? Like, who says that?
So I think they would actually be very good friends. I think they talk a lot. I think they communicate. They're both independent, but I think they're both volatile and they're both self-destructive. So it would be a friendship that wouldn't be, let's just say they wouldn't be besties for a long time, but while they were friends, they'd get along great until it ended probably in flames.
They'd make their millions and then part ways. Listen, this was very, very insightful.
Kanye West and his wife Bianca Censori continue to make headlines for their out-of-the-box fashion choice.
This is the second report with a boy short. It looks like literally a pair of thin boxer short type boy briefs that you can clearly see the definition of her lady parts. The only thing that she's really covered up, to be frank, is the camouflage cap that she's wearing. So she's chosen to cover up her head.
Bianca Censori knows how to make an appearance with her questionable fashion sense.
And this is just following 2 days ago where her and Kanye were spotted at a barbecue, and she's wearing the teeny weeny bikini that literally, I remember Kim Kardashian talking about, you know, some of her Skims bikinis, comparing it to the size of a taco, well, a taco chip. I think Bianca's bikini is even smaller than a taco chip, okay? It's like a teeny tiny triangle.
Bianca Censori is yet again leaving nothing to the imagination with her latest style stunt.
I don't know really why, you know, to each their own, but a lot of fans and a lot of people are not appreciating her choice of clothing. In fact, they are calling it like no clothing.
Kanye West's wife, Bianca Censori, is turning heads once again.
And I remember at the beginning of the year, you know, true to Kanye's word, it is the year of no pants, because I don't think she's ever worn pants, really and truly. She's embracing her femininity clearly, but for, you know, kids walking around, there literally is no room for imagination. This top, she's letting it all hang out. According to TMZ, Bianca Censori has gone from risque outfits to basically nothing at all. Because here she's literally got her tatas out for everyone to see with a thin veil of an attempt to cover up. There's no attempt to cover up. She's famous for walking around pretty much in clothes that leave no room for the imagination. She does bear it all, which is such a contrast from, you know, Kanye's desire when he was married to Kim to cover Kim up, and really using fashion as a way to elevate her style and actually styling her with clothes. Like, she actually wore clothes. Bianca, she's wearing the thinnest type of material you can think of. The only time that she was photographed recently with actual clothes is when she went to Australia to visit her parents, and she was photographed actually wearing some sort of a sweater dress. So it almost didn't even look like Bianca. So she has at least is selective around her parents. And the rumor was that her parents were concerned and had her visit because they think that Kanye is actually pushing her, or that is at least the speculation and what reports and tabloids have reported about the concern Bianca's parents has based on her choice of outfits. Now, when you see Bianca in all sheer, in all lace, practically nylon, it's not my place to, you know, tell her to wear clothes. We live in a free country. You can wear what you like. I think there are dress code in certain facilities for sure. In fact, now they're not even wearing shoes in many places. They're going barefoot and not even wearing shoes. That is kind of surprising because, God, the amount of germs and nastiness on the floor with people, you know, spitting and dogs urinating and people urinating and feces around. I can't even imagine that. I wouldn't even want to, you know, go from barefoot into my house without like completely scrubbing or sanitizing. That being said, trying to understand the relationship between Bianca's thought process and why she's choosing to wear the outfits that she's wearing. First of all, Bianca is born on January 5th, 1995, from what I can see from research. And I thought I would go to the Ask Oracle, which is a site for horoscope, to just see what can be shared or revealed based on her horoscope, what personality traits are associated with people born on January 5th, 1995. So, unveiling personalities of individuals born on January 1995. Here's what it has to say. They often possess a unique blend of personality traits that shape their outlook on life and interactions with others. If you have any belief in numerology or horoscope, I mean, I'm an Aries, I'm March 25th. It's interesting to me how close certain traits of Aries resembles my own traits. So I'm just going to go through some of the characteristics that might help to understand and decode the thought mentality between her clothing choices. So number one, it's said that those born January 5th, 1995, specific to the year and date, have open-mindedness and aloofness. Now, what does that mean? These individuals are characterized by their willingness to consider new ideas and perspectives, embracing diversity and seeking knowledge from various sources. They are often curious and eager to learn, possessing a broad intellectual horizon. And it has been known fact for those who don't know that Bianca was managing all parts of Kanye's schedule, from booking everything to being his manager, making sure that things are taken care of. So she definitely needs to have her senses about her. Now, along with his aloofness, despite their open-mindedness, these individuals may appear aloof, you think, or detached at times. This aloofness can stem from their independent nature and their desire to maintain a certain level of emotional distance. It's interesting that it says that because I hardly ever see Bianca smiling. She seems to have resting bee face and is either, deep in thought or looking down or like in this sort of like serious mode. Very rarely do we see her and Kanye goofing around, smiling, laughing with a jovial disposition. Now, the other aspect of it is attraction to trustworthy and independent individuals. Trust and intuition. Individuals born on January 5th, 95 are drawn to people who trust and rely on their own inner intuitions and beliefs. They appreciate authenticity and genuineness, valuing individuals who stay true to themselves and their values. Hence the partner choice to Kanye. Non-conformity. This is a big one. I can't think of a better way to describe her behavior and her attitude as being a non-conformist, because these individuals tend to be non-conformists, questioning societal norms and expectations. They're attracted to those who break free from the status quo and forge their own paths. She literally is forging her own path when it comes to fashion, and the only one walking in that lane in public. There is risque, and then there's Bianca Censori, okay? Unique mental strength and resilience. She has unwavering determination. They see success through perseverance, devoted work ethic and discipline, and overcoming challenges. Now, in their early years, such as attachment issues, self-destructive behaviors, obsessions, and negative thoughts. Again, I'm reading Ask Oracle, y'all. I'm not saying this happened. I'm said about people born on this birthday to try to get an understanding of maybe her birthday has some influence in her fashion choice. Now, there's potential for greatness as well with proper resources, guidance, and support. These individuals have the potential to rise above these challenges and achieve great heights. In conclusion, those born January 5th, 95 are a complex and fascinating group characterized by their open-mindedness, aloofness, pursuit of truth, and resilience. I mean, you'd have to be extremely resilient and I guess immune to what social media is saying, immune to what tabloids are saying about you, because they're pretty harsh in terms of their description of her. And a lot of people are actually concerned about whether or not she's in agreement with the fashion style or if Kanye's influencing that or whatever the case is. A lot of people are saying, oh, it's forced. I don't buy into her being forced to wear anything at all or being forced to fashion choices. I think that's totally her choice. She's a woman. She's walking around. She's walking out. She's clearly comfortable wearing that, or why would she? She doesn't look like, she's being forced to wear those things, but she doesn't look comfortable. That's the funny thing, is if you're going to rock that fashion, why aren't you or at least seemingly happy about it? This is somewhat telling in terms of Ask Oracle and what they're sharing about people who are born on that birthday. Curious to know what you all think about her fashion sense or lack of it. Is it too much? Should she, start to wear some regular clothes? And why does she change her fashion as soon as she's around her parents and now Kanye's not there, yet whenever she's with Kanye, she's barely wearing anything at all?